This project is going to use elements of the damask folder and foiling and everything to go with it. So this is the big square. So this is going to take all of that embossing folder. So let's have a look at how we're going to put this in. Now I am going to have to use 2 pieces of foil for this because it's bigger than 1 piece of foil. So we can pop 1 piece, oops, let's just do it this way around. Right, let's cut that just there. And then I've got another piece. But what I would do is, if I was doing this at home, I would cut it and then, let's cut that. We can pop that one on. Now you can see we only need a small piece, so I would just cut a little strip like this, just like that, and then wrap that back round my foil for next time. That's going to be perfect for a smaller project or anything like that, or sentiments, and that will then pop over there like that. So we're going to do exactly the same as we did before. Smooch it down. I am just going to trim that little bit off there because I don't want it sticking out the folder. I want to be able to seal it, but I also don't want it to get caught up in the machine. So let's just smooch that down again. Bring in my foiling machine, pop that up between those 2 A4 elements and let that take it away, and that will then just put that through. While that's going through, let me show you this. This is a piece of white card. Can you see the emboss? So what I've done is I've used the outside die and the embossing folder. Don't think these dies and embossing folders are just for use with foiling. Now, doesn't that look amazing? They are embossing folders, and anything that you would normally have embossed, you can emboss with these. So maybe it's your craft metal, maybe it's your cork, maybe it's just your white card. You're still going to be able to emboss with these, but we are going to actually use that in our project in a minute. So this is going through. So again, this is still, even though it's right across there, it's not going to be any problem at all. So let's get this embossing folder ready. So let's then also get the dies that I want to use. You get 5 with this. So I'm going to use the outside edge, I'm going to use the square, and I'm also going to use the panel with the sides. And so we haven't used these 2, but I've already actually cut some out with those, but we just for this one. So this is going through. Can't put those in just yet. So let's just put those to one side, but we're all ready to go. Let's get some tape ready. And then, there we go, that stopped going, so it's gone all the way through. Right, I can turn my foiling machine off now. But, oh, look at that. Just stuck there. It's already revealing. Look at this. Look, wow, isn't that beautiful? And look at this. So I could foil that onto a piece of toner sheet and I would get the negative. So always remember, you can foil with your negatives as well. Isn't that absolutely, look at this, look at that. That looks amazing. And that's just flat foiling. If you wanted to, you could use it just like that. We could use the outside die to die cut around the edge. Let me just see on there. That could be die cut just around the edge, just like that, and that would allow us to use that. So what we need to do now is we need to put this into our embossing folder, just like we did with the first project we did. So again, it's just a case of lining it up. I always find it easier to do this way. You might, once you've had these a little while, you're going to find your own ways to best use these. So I just like to line it all up. Oh, that's a pretty impressive line up. I think that will be good. Pop that down, get my tape and just tape it in place. So that when we, it's just, the only reason I'm taping it is so that when we flip the folder, nothing falls out. And then I'm going to take my dies, they pop into those grooves. So I'm using 3 of the 5 dies that go with this. And can you see straight away, look at those, perfectly fit into there. Flip that over, hold it nice and tight and make sure that everything is still lined up, which it perfectly is. Absolutely brilliant. And that will then go through my die cutting machine, still with my 2 3mm plates. So I'm going to be cutting the outside, the square, the frame, and I'm also going to be doing all of that embossing. That is quite significant if you think about it. That's a lot. That 18 seconds, which is how long it takes to go through that die cutting machine, and that's what we're going to achieve in those 18 seconds. I think you've got to be impressed by that, haven't you? So let's bring this back in here. Let's open this one out and then take off my dies. 1, 2, and the third one. Now look at this. Wow, look at that. We've got all, I can feel that, and hopefully you can see all that beautiful embossed frame. I've also got this one. Now, I'm not going to use this, but I could fussy cut those lovely little embellishments out, either for this one or for another project. And then look at that. It's like a really detailed tribal mask. That's what I'm seeing when I look at that, especially in the blue. Isn't that fantastic? So let's move those out of the way and see how we're going to use these. So I have got a piece of glitter card, and I'm going to pop that onto my card base first. So pop that on. That's going to go on just there. There we go. That's going to go on to my card. So I've just found some really nice blue glitter card, and then onto that I'm going to put some gold. It's not really mirror, it's sort of a shimmery card, isn't it? Now I'm going to have to make sure I use plenty of glue, because it's got to, that is actually a textured, it's not, it's encapsulated in so much as it's not going to come off. I'm not getting glitter on my card, but it is textured, so I do need plenty of glue to make sure it doesn't come away. Let's just press that down nice and firm so that that adheres. Now I'm going to take this one that we've used just the white cardstock for, and we're going to pop that onto our card next. This card has got so many layers and elements to it. It's absolutely beautiful. What I'm doing here with the damask, you could do with the blossom as well. So, you know, take your inspiration and use it however it works for you. Look at that. I knew that would struggle on my glitter card. Let's just press that down. There we go. Maybe I should have used some finger lift tape. There we go. Just pressing in it. It's sticking now. Just taking a minute, that's all. So then we're going to pop that one onto there, and then we're going to use our frame. Now I just need a little bit of foam tape for this, so we're going to lift this up. Let's pop some foam tape on there. Obviously you can't put your foam tape on in advance because you need it, you need to do your embossing first. So let's just pop that onto there. And then a couple of bits down the side, all the way down, just there. And adding depth and dimension really does enhance your project beautifully. So we can take that one, take the foam off the edges. And again, if you need to, pop a little bit of wet glue on if it's going to help you to do your positioning. That one's going to go there, and then this is going to fit perfectly on there. There we go. That's going to go like that. Now, as I said to you before, I've just created that one, but I've also created the smaller one as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to alternate with flat and raised. So let's pop that one flat, so it looks like it's coming out of that background. So that's going to go just there. So we've still got this white emboss showing just here, and then we can raise this one. Now remember, this is because we've got 5 dies, so we will have used all 5 when we finish. We've got 1 on the outside, 2, 3. This is die number 4, and then die number 5 just did this little icon element as well, so you can then just pop that on there. So not only have we got the texture from the emboss, we've now got all of those raised elements. I took my Celebrate sentiment off that one of those sheets, and I've foiled that in the blue as well. and then pop that on. So we can just, I think that's going to look nice just down there. We don't need to do anything fancy with that. Let's just put a little bit of glue there. Put that down in that bottom corner. And then the final little bit, just because I could, I've got some flowers that I've just made into a lovely little arrangement, and I'm going to pop those in the top corner just because I could. So how about that? Look at that. All of that embossed detail, die cut, it foils and it embosses. Perfect.